and
Why
prove
not?
it. And
Why not? I will be the first person to do it.
You say why not? Number two, can you post the result of your child DNA on public domain for the rest of your life?
See, listen. Now, let me now tell you something.
The problem here is the posting the result of that little
you have asked me,
on the
wait now,
public domain.
If it,
Because this is
so,
not a family thing. If it is a
why
family
not?
thing, it will be done. But it is, let me tell you something. It is not. She's not going to do it.
Now let me ask you a question. As Wunmi's friend,
what they need the result for doesn't make sense. She's not going to do it.
My sister,
She's protecting the right of her child, and nobody can take that away from her.
As Wunmi's friend,
to use his power, and I want this public domain, the public, the Nigerians, to use their power to enforce this DNA.
Hold on, please, no, please.
No, but Mr. Pitt is not fair. Mr. Pitt is not fair.
Allow others to talk now. Let others
forget about the DNA for now.
No. We are not forgetting. We are
I want to say something. Mr. Pitt, I want to say something.
Is the baby yours? Is it mine?
Mr. Pitt, the only advice that Tolani can eat is to kneel down on social media and be begging.
I will do it over and over again.
That's the only thing she knows how to do.
I want to ask a question.
Me and Tolani, we are agreeing on something. Please, let me and I agree on this.
Yeah, but you can go to her English.
Mr. Pitt is not fair.
Why do you understand that that baby is not yours? Go and do your own DNA and post the result on social media.
Calm down, guys. Calm down.
Tolani, I'm a faithful wife. And if my husband asks me for a DNA, I will willingly make him. I will willingly want him to satisfy himself. Anybody can ask me for a DNA, I'll do it. Embassies of countries request for DNA that we have no fees about it.
She's not going to respect Baba Mohbad. Baba Mohbad is
that is our problem. If she likes, let her do it. If she likes, let her not do it.
Please do not let her come here to tell you that you don't have these things. You don't have the right to say these things, and it's because of you that things are not going well. Let me reiterate the fact based on what I've known so far. Keep in mind, when this thing initially happened, it was you people, we the people, that cried out, that made the police to even get involved. That tells you the power of the people, the people, the voice of the people. So please don't let people come here and start to tell you it's you people that did this, that do that. You have a power. At the end of the day, they weren't going to exhume the body. Police were moving, they were dragging their ass before they even got to the point to say, okay, we will look into it. It was us, the people, citizens, that said we will not agree. This is the same principle for Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. We the people, we have a voice. So don't let her come here and start playing. It's very clear that she's one-sided, and she's now telling you to go and ask the police. I'm going to tell you that the police are biased in this case. This case is very simple. They should have done so many DNA. Listen, when it comes to murder, nothing is off the table. I have a little bit of knowledge in law enforcement. Nothing is off the table when it comes to the potential that someone died, and it's clear that it's not of natural cause. So why are we forming teams and coming here and playing one certain narrative? Everyone, based on what they hear and what they see, could make an educated guess. Come on, guys, think. This case was going well because at one point they said they were certain that it was a certain person that killed them. If you realize, the case started having a different turn when people were now saying, hold on a second, this doesn't make sense. That's when teams started coming out. But when we were ready to put tire and petrol on one person and burn it, we were all united. But the moment someone said, hold on guys, let's think this through. 42 hours, 72 hours, the house, the car, the hospital, now it's a problem. Now keep in mind, one person's story has been consistent. Another person's story hasn't been consistent.
Yes, but it is I wanted to say.
Exactly. He says many people's mind.
Mute. You allow only him to speak in.
Mute to say. Even when Tolani was here, what did you say? Anti-rest.
Wait, what thing people don't know? Tolani is always here to distract people.
You know one of the people that said mute.
Tolani is always on this platform to distract people. And it's not good.
But what do you have to say? Ladies, it's okay. Don't let us fight, please.
Give her 1 or 2 points so that she will run back to Karimo and Wunmi to tell them to come out. I am from the royal family. From that family, Oba Said Elegushi has done the DNA. And he knows that Liam is his son.
Good.
He knows, but he doesn't know how to come and say it, because he knows that the death of Mohbad it involves the birth of Liam. That is on one side. If Tolani is here and her cohort, I want them to listen to me, or if they are screen recording me, I know they are screen recording and they are listening. Tolani and all of you on that platform, Emma to fo jari wogbo gbogbo yin pátápátá. Torí nígbà tí òtítọ́ yẹn bá jáde, mo mọ̀ pé gbogbo yín máa sá lọ. Ẹ ní dúró. Because owó òṣì, owó burúkú tí wọ́n sọ fún yín, òun ni kò jẹ́ kí ẹ ríran, kò jẹ́ kí ẹ rí ọ̀kan, kò jẹ́ kí ẹ mọ òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tí ẹ máa sọ. How can you as a human being tell pé ọmọ ara yín ní ọmọ Yorùbá tí ẹ ń wo bàbá Mohbad bó ṣe dúró yẹn, tí ẹ mọ ìyà tó jẹ ní orí ọmọ yẹn, kí ọmọ àbí ìpàbẹ́ òṣì kan kó wá dé ní ọ̀sán gangan kó lóun fẹ́ kó gbogbo nǹkan tí ọmọ yẹn ṣe lọ́dọ̀ àwọn òbí ẹ̀. Ṣé tó bá jẹ́ ẹ̀yin ni ṣé inú yín máa dùn, ṣé máa gbà? And ìwọ Tolani tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, ṣé bí UK ló ń gbé? Tí nǹkan kan, if anything happens to one of your children, kí ni nǹkan tó máa kọ́kọ́ ṣe tó bá débẹ̀? Will you pick up the phone and start recording? Tolani, you need to have the fear of God, and all of you on that tennis platform or whatever platform, you know my job very soon. Because Elegushi will soon come out to come and claim that son. And if he claim that son, I want to see where all of you will be. Because Wunmi is going to jail. She can't escape this. I am saying it. She can't escape this. Because she know what she did to Mohbad. And all the people that are behind her, they are withdrawing one by one because Mohbad is dealing with them already. They are dying one by one. So, please, Tolani, mo fi Ọlọ́run bẹ̀ ẹ́ ni tó bá fẹ́ jèrè àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀. If you really want to reap the fruit of your labor over your children, you need to stop all this rubbish you're doing. Because you're so stupid. You are in that box. You're not even looking up that they say arrest Wunmi now. Can't you read? Are you dumb? Well, I won't blame you because you don't know whatever, you don't know anything. You're only after the money Wunmi is giving you. Stupid people. I'm so sorry. Let me just get up. Let me
see, justice for Mohbad. See, these people just don't care. They know the right thing to do. They won't allow this to happen to them. If they were in Mr. Aloba's shoes, they know. They just don't care. They are just hell-bent on obstructing the justice of Mohbad. They even said, most of them said, even if the DNA is done and it is confirmed not to be Mohbad's son, Wunmi still has the rights to push that baby forward as an adopted son.
No, Wunmi doesn't have any right.
These people are just I got paid when Mr. Well, you know, that is his way, you know.
Please, I got something.
Most of them are unwell. Most of them are unwell in the brain. They are unwell.
My proof. Don't worry, I don't need to show you any proof because you're stupid up there. I don't need to show you any proof because you know what I'm talking about. Whoever that is behind that account, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So you guys need to open your brain and stop being stupid.
Guys, I got something important from that voice note she played. You know, Baba said, Ni Oshukeje, that is the 7th month. Yawo Sofumi, that is the wife told me that she's looking for pregnancy. And Ni Oshukejo, which is the 8th month, that is August.
Yes.
Yes. So now, if the child is born in April, please, how many months is that? Because as I calculated, that means. So
God bless you.
Does that mean the child is premature? And if the child is premature, how will they do a premature in Ilialago's place?
Oh, madam, that was why I was saying people should not shout.
That particular thing.
Mr. P, I quite understand. Like, okay, now you are not only engaging her, but you are trying to pass out some of your key messages to her. But this girl, we know her here.
Do you know that she's
unwell?
Wait, I know, but did you know that she made some confessions? People were taking notes, just so you know. Because Tolani is indirectly.
I'm sorry, Mr. Pitt. It's because she's dumb. She doesn't know that you're trying to get some facts from her.
Exactly.
And she's replying you.
Exactly. That was what I was saying.
Dumb.
I'm telling you, you guys don't argue. She says so many things. which you people, people took a lot of notes. One of the
That's
things
why I
she
wanted
said,
to play that record again. That was why we were typing it at the comment section. That was why I was arguing with Canton.
and some people
Do you
were
know that
shouting.
Baba was trying to say something? Even in that record she played, Baba was trying to say, ìgbà tí àwọn èèyàn ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá ń sọ ló ṣe yé mi gan. Baba was trying to say it was when people start talking about that pregnancy, that was when even he himself starts to understand that, like, seriously, what is happening. But she refused to play it. And sir, let me tell you,
She played it. No. She played it to a point that Baba said. Listen,
she forwarded it. She forwarded it.
Mr. Loba said, listen, that point, you cannot erase it. People screenshot it. Mr. Loba said, ṣé ìjọba sọ pé kí èmi bàbá kí má béèrè DNA? And that was when she went on, I want you to listen to this. She went on a persuasive, discouraging tone and try to talk the man out of it. And that's the point I want to get to with her before you people scatter it and how to drop. The point I want to get to is this. We were talking about DNA. See, the key to this whole thing is the DNA. And they all know. But unfortunately, she has said it that, can I do DNA of my child? And I said yes. She said she would not want to do it. And I was about asking her that, okay, why won't you do it? Is it because the child is not yours? And she said something. She said either the child is the husband's or not. She's going to, divorce the husband. See, indirectly, this is somebody that that's why I said she goes back and forth. She talks to the direct person you all are saying, come and talk. Indirectly, whatever you want her to come and say is what Tolani is telling you this morning. It's just that a lot of people are not taking that cognizance. Tolani is telling you that. Tolani is telling you, she said some things, and I'm going to reiterate it. Tolani said, police has all the truth. They know exactly what happened. And they know who killed Mohbad. Which means it was not a natural death. I want you guys to take that as point number one. Number two, she said, it's because the family is divided. That is why the police has refused to do the right thing. And I put it to her. I cross-examined her on those facts 3 times. And she ascertained that the other part of the family are in support. I encouraging police not to do anything. And I put it to her, and she kept quiet. You see, if you want to get your information, you have to be logical. Forget about sentiment. Take away all these fights. Listen and engage that person intellectually. You will get all the points. I got over 20 points. The rest of which I may not be able to say now because I don't want to be the only one talking. But I tell you guys, anytime you see that lady, engage her. You will hear every information you want to. All you just need to do is lure her on, and all this causing her. Once you start, you know why she stopped playing that voice note? She stopped because there were interference, and you guys made her to realize that, wait a minute, this is being recorded.
Wow.
Baba Yano, you want to say something?
Mr. Pete.
I think Baba Yano is talking.
You see, he's saying his prayers. Leave him. He is their doctor. See, I understand. You see, but this guy is okay. You see, there's no information that we need. That Wunmi herself has not come out to spill most of the information. Even the one Tolani is saying. We have heard this voice record over and over. And Tolani is not our only ambassador. She has so many of them. But you see, these guys cannot be coming with a cutlass and raise up a spoon at them. You understand? That is the same attack we are giving them.
No. So now, let me now explain something to you. In the court of law, right? You see, when the lawyer is asking you a question and you are saying things, the lawyer is not expecting you to say the way every other person is going to hear it. But the jury, they will be listening to what is called undertone information. They will be listening to. You see, when she was talking, you see where I was going with her. I was listening. Because I am not biased. I want to even unravel the truth. I want to know who is right, who's wrong. You understand? I want to know what really happened. And I can't know it because I'm not there. If I don't have people who talk to the people who are there. And she has said something. She said, making noise will not solve the problem. You guys have been talking for 6 months. Did you get results? Because that is what they discuss. And they might at this point want to be spewing out some of these facts. So I will advise, it's just an advice, you can take it. Don't engage people by condescending to their level. You know, there is Obama's wife says something. Said when they go low, we go higher. It doesn't. Did you see her raise her voice at me? Did you see her curse me once? No. The fact is, but I was able to still get to the point.
She was using one kind of, she was insulting you with style.
She was insulting you.
And like I said, guys, there are non-Nigerians listening, and they are picking up the facts. They are picking up the information they need. Don't worry about if she's crazy or not. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Brother, you know what? I like the way you have a conversation because you're very calm, and she was giving more in regards to her. Yes, she's talking, but it's very clear that a lot of the things she's saying didn't make sense to me. But I like the way you just kept on digging herself into more. And for those that are smart, they picked it up. Where I even picked it up is when she's telling me that the blow on someone's face and the swelling on someone's face can be from anything, can be from mosquito bites. But like, how does that make sense? If you're investigating something, and a lot of the people there have swollen eyes, like any investigator can say, something suspicious is going on here. That's how they do it everywhere. Why would you tell me it can be? Go and ask police. Every time you ask her a question that had to do with investigative tactics or she'll say, go and ask the police. So that tells me the police are somewhat embedded in this thing as well. Something is going on, and it's very fishy. Because when they ask you, you're not. If I say, okay, then why this? She'll be like, go and ask the police. I'm not the police.
Thank you.
It's like protection. So at the end of the day, for you to tell me that you're already known, you already are satisfied or calm to the point that you know that even go to the police. What are they gonna do?
I believe so many of you don't see.
It tells me as a jury, if I'm in the jury box, that tells me this thing go foul that to the police, and it makes sense too because when they asked a certain individual, okay, who by? If you were to say who by, she didn't say nurse. Where this is where Tolani, I wanted to ask her a question and say, okay, you are defending this thing so vehemently. When they asked the simple question, who by? She didn't say nurse. She didn't say anybody. She said, when the autopsy come out, go and figure it out. Come on, man. We could make it. Come on, man. I go school now. My papa tried now. What are we talking about?
You see, these concerns you have raised only works, it will only be applicable in a working system. Not a system where the police is not even interested in investigating an homicide case, where a dead body is taken to a police station and they chase them away.
With a dead body.
And they chase them away, like in all these concerns you have raised. Of course now, even a 10-year-old would reason along with this line, but all the police will just see and just switch their names.
I asked Solani a question.
Pete, my brother. The moment she was saying that, I was hoping that you would be like, okay, no problem. They put her in a box, a 4x4 box. They asked a potential hypothetical question. Isn't that the place and avenue that should point out the person or lead us in the direction of the person that did it? So that puts all Tolani's articulation to shambles because they asked, it was this person.
Sorry. One thing I got from Tolani, when I asked her a question, I said, do you believe that Wunmi was not involved in the killing of Mohbad? And she said no. And that is solely because she is not there. She was not there. She believed Wunmi is a suspect, and she rightly said it. Everybody in that house is a suspect. So I asked her, why are you fighting so much for her like this? Because she's a woman. That is the dumbest reason
I've ever heard.
The dumbest reason I've ever heard. Because she's a woman. Imagine you're standing for somebody knowing that there is no 100% proof that this woman is innocent, and you're standing for her because she's a woman.
Yeah. She was clear. That's why she did it. That's why she was coming. That's why she was coming after Pete.
Forever.
Talking to Pete.
Forever.
I prove it to you, Pete. Sorry,
D1. Based on forever question, because I jotted it down, was why I came at her strongly and I said, Tolani, I put it to you. I want you to listen to me. I put it to you that you are closer to Wunmi than any one of us on this platform. You have discussed with Wunmi. You know what killed Mohbad. Did you see her say no? She affirmed and she
didn't. She was silent. She was very silent.
And silence means agreement. I said, you know the circumstances, what happened that day, and how Mohbad was killed. I didn't say how Mohbad died.
Yep.
I said how Mohbad was killed. Well, you guys go and listen to our discussion. You will see that when you engage people with a little bit of calmness, you will get what you are looking for. And I said the rumors that made people to say we are asking for DNA is based on the fact that people are looking for motive. And if based on the closeness that she has with Wunmi, she should advise her. I suggest she should advise her to go and do the needful. Do you see her answer? She says she will do it.
When the time comes.
When the time
is right.
When it's
But sir, with that answer, the time will never be right.
10 years from now.
The time will never be right.
Exactly. That's the point. These are points. These are points. These are very cogent and important points. And that and to make the matter worse, she now asked me a question. She said, if you are in her shoes, can you do DNA for your children?
Yep.
Which I answered yes. Right? She said, for me, Tolani equals to Wunmi. I will not do it. And even if I do it, I will not post it online. See, God, piece by piece by piece. This is how a judge comes to judgment. You have
but sir, with Baba record, with what Baba was saying there, if you calculate it, Wunmi was 2 months gone already before telling Baba that she's pregnant. In that 7 months that Wunmi was telling Baba she's looking for pregnant, Wunmi was 1 month gone. So Wunmi go close to Baba so that Mo can accept that pregnancy easily.
Did you guys see?
He wants to use Baba as a weakness. She wants to use Baba as a weakness.
So that Mo will not even notice what was going on.
Wait a minute.
Was 2 months gone.
Wait a minute. Did you put gun on Tolani heads to give you these big facts?
No, we've heard it several times.
You said it once.
Even Baba said it himself.
Wunmi was 2 months gone.
We've heard it several times. We have.
Okay. But now you heard the voice note where she was convincing the man, pleading with the man to drop the DNA.
We have, in fact, it was when she started playing this voice note on her that people called Baba to warn him to stay away from her. You understand? Because she's been
thanks to God, she played that record. At least we hear this.
You guys now know why Karimo does not want her to be close to them anymore.
She talks too much.
And they thought she's so
why
smart.
Married? The reason is that she started to, because Karimot made that she made that complaint in her post that Ofemo ya Oshojosholo. She paint this familiarity with Wunmi. You understand? Like, wanting to act as a big sister.
Yes, like Wunmi mother.
One adopted, adopted mother.
Can I ask a question? Could it be that there is a big hand? There is a big hand controlling the entire synergy among them?
Listen. You already know the answer to that question. At the end of the day, when police wants to investigate or when anything wants to happen, I promise you, if there is no big hand in it, it would have been done. This case would have been done. Right? But there's a big player controlling this whole thing. It's as simple as that. Pete, you are educated. Why? Let me ask you a question. Why are we talking to the people? Okay, my question is, I want to play devil's advocate and act as if I'm stupid. Why are we putting the people that have alibis as suspects? Please tell me what investigation that you have seen in your lifetime where the person that has an alibi, how is that person a suspect?
And that was the question I put to her. I didn't hide it. I spoke it straight. I said,
Baba,
will it be
Baba,
because...
Emma Bo, Shemon, Baba, Shemon, go to Shele, Emma Wamo. So it tells me, as someone that just walk in front of school, I did not enter class. I just walk in front. That means that Baba had an alibi. He wasn't there. So how are we crucifying the people that have alibis and constantly talking about the people that have alibis? That's what I want to know. Because I'm tired of this case.
Yeah, hello. I heard somebody saying about who has a big hand in this case. So I just thought maybe let's play a clip of what the police had to say about this case. So just listen, then we can know who has a big hand.
Some of you are thinking we will not get justice because these people... People have called out Mr. Governor Sanwo-Olu. I mean, so many celebrities have gone on social media calling him out for one thing or the other because of a photo they saw with one of the alleged suspects with the governor. And you have said that Mr. Sanwo-Olu has called on Saturday pledge support. Could you expatiate on that so that people know that it is really involved in ensuring that the justice is still concerning this matter?
Okay. First, on Friday, I received a call from one of the special advisors to the governor, and was telling me that Mr. Ben, that guy, we do not know him. Don't even have the idea that he's our boy, and that maybe in my reluctance to protect him, we do not disowned this particular name that has been all over the media. And the governor took calling. In fact, I can say this, that the Elegushi too, or by Elegushi, called to say, see, I do not know this person. Go ahead and do your investigation. So everybody, the people have called.
Okay, so what I have to say about what the police said, when I finish, then other people can contribute. From my understanding of what the police said, that Oba Elegushi called, that we do not know these people, you can continue your investigation. That's a lie, because if you look at the body language of the police since this matter started, they didn't do any investigation. They did not do one single investigation. So that tells us that Oba Elegushi and Lagos State government called the police to tell them not to do any investigation on this matter.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody has something to contribute to that, but that's my observation from what the police had to say about this situation.
But what is the police saying now? We are not talking about last year or
no, we have to listen to everything they said from the beginning of this case, because there was at a point
I get it. But
police
now
said that they were going to involve DSS. We didn't see any of that.
So now, question. See, this thing has been going back and forth.
Yeah.
What is the police saying now?
They're still saying the same thing they've been saying from the beginning. Which is what he just said now.
What is your question about the police now?
No, you know, after you are doing a case for 3 months, 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, you should tell us at least this is the report. This is the progressive report. Is there any progressive report?
So as at December, when this case got to the ordinary president in Abuja, an activist, Berekete, I think do you know him? Do you know him, Mr. Pete?
I know Ahmed.
Okay. So he made an attempt to make a follow-up on the case, called the police PRO. And the key response the police PRO gave him that day on live radio is that they have concluded their investigations. The specimen of Mohbad's body is on the queue. I'm not clear on that. I think, and maybe someone else can answer, but what I know last is that the autopsy is ready, but they are waiting for the toxicology, to back it up. So I don't know if anybody has an alternate answer to that. And so it keeps us wondering that in a homicide case, and it hasn't even gotten to court, like investigations easily concluded just like that. Our investigations rounded even after court trials, even after a court judgment. Sometimes the investigations can still go on.
Is there any timeline for the so-called toxicology? Do they say it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
As of December, they said 10 weeks. So from our counting now, I think we are in the 5th week. Or 6th week, we are in the 6th week now.
So you got 1 more month to...
Yes, we have 4 more weeks. We're counting by weeks.
I think you guys can go and do it with your analysis.
Sorry. 20 this month. On the 15th of next month, today's 25th, on the 15th of next month, there will be coroner inquest where the cause of death of Mohbad will and must be established.
Okay.
Yes, the next inquest.
Thank you, Papa Riano. That's a good information. Okay, so for me, I'm following this case. I'm very interested. I want to know how Nigerian police can, investigate a homicide case for 6 months, and there won't be any. We'll get to the bottom of it. But pending that time, I will just appeal to everybody to please take it easy. Don't let your emotions and anger take the best of you when you are engaging the other person. Let us ask questions without insulting.
It's okay. Let's not over those things.
We cannot take it easy. We need to put more pressure.
Emotions, however,
more pressure.
Everything is part of it. There's one thing that motivates me, especially in this case, is the fact that people. I want them to see that this corruption we are talking about is real. Not everybody will believe that. Like somebody can be killed and in a very obvious way, and yet it still becomes difficult to get justice. So let them use their emotion, let them get hurt. So that when we now say that yes, we want to get things right, then everybody will be ready for what we have to do. Then they will understand how they've been hurt, they will understand the disappointment, they will understand that the system is not meant to help the people. Then the people, we have to crush the system. All the great empires in the world were always brought down by the people, the citizen. So we will keep pushing what we consider right and correct. We want it to be established. Okay, we just need more people. And if you look at the case of Funshaw Williams, the same mistake that was done in his death, whereby they say out of the officers who came to protect him, they came to protect Funshaw Williams. So one of the officers used Funshaw Williams' phone to contact another officer at the time of the incident. But now the police who investigated,
Really?
Yes, I read it here yesterday. I always read it here. So the police who investigated it, they arrested their suspect, but they were unable to establish a call log. So the Justice Adebanjo of the State High Court, he said the police have not brought sufficient evidence before them that they can use to prosecute the 6 witnesses that was brought. So that if the police had done a better job, yes, but with what they have, a prima facie has not been established, and so as a result, they are hereby acquitted of all charges. So they released everybody that was suspected after 8 years of trial. So in this particular case right now, there's so many gadgets, so many evidences that are flying, but we are seeing a continual trend of the police avoiding to chase after these evidences, to catch after these evidences. And that is why, from the way I look at things, I said that let us bring in private investigators. And for me, it's not even all about whether police can catch the killers. First, we want to know how this crime was committed. That's my utmost interest. How was this crime committed? What killed Mohbad? If they like Funshaw Williams now, the autopsy showed that he was strangled to death. That the dagger, the rope, everything that was put around him and the blood bleeding, that all those things was a distraction. They had already strangled him to death before they now put all those things around to cause distraction. That's how they killed the PDP candidate, Funshaw Williams. So, in this particular case, we don't want these kids. Everyone, I know some of them are not kids, but from the way they operate, I don't think their brain is good enough for me to call it, for me to see them as real, reasonable adults. From the way they have conducted themselves so far in this investigation, it's an embarrassment. And so as a result of that, people have got to wake up. And they will wake up only when they understand the situation. Only when they get involved. If people don't get involved, if one man is speaking, one man is shouting, it will be like, oh. They will easily spot out that one man, arrest him, castigate that, incarcerate that one person. And people will continue their life because they don't even know for what reason why you were even incarcerated. We saw what happened to Fìírè, how this man was persecuted in this country. All right? And so many, several individuals. From the moment you have issue with government, you cannot get justice. This is what they are making us to understand here. And we have to begin to devise means, even in their tactics. We must know that it's just what any of us can do. What those governments are doing, like I've always been saying, it is not just because it's them. It is part of our own way of life, oppression. A greedy way, one person feels so superior. All right? So let us all suffer it. If we don't suffer it, we will not know that it is not a good thing. And so that we'll begin to learn from there. And that's why a case like this, if possible, is a case that deserves the involvement of even 1/10 of the Nigerian citizens. For them to watch and see and learn a lot. There is so much, a lot of lesson to learn from a case like this. And that is why I've chosen to focus on the educative part of it. You ask questions, you listen, you see how someone may want to try to even protect a crime. People commit crime and go scot-free. But it is the job of the investigators and the criminologists and the experts to detect their crime. Section 4A of the police regulation says it is the police duty to prevent and to detect crime. But are they really exercising those duties? Sometimes they will see crime like this, they look on the other side. Sorry. Like the audio you played the other time, like the way Benjamin Hundeyin was speaking there. He was speaking like, they were requesting order from the Oba before they do whatever they have to do. It was no longer about their job. It was just like about whatever they are told to do is what they will do. And this is the true reality that we are facing. How do we resolve this? How do we resolve it? To get everybody involved. And I'm happy that everybody is involved. You will get witch. So they use your witch. Let us see what you can achieve. Let everybody try. Use your emotion. Do everything. If you are hurt, be hurt. Let us all be in it. And so that when we now gather again, maybe later we converge again sometime, maybe after now, maybe 1 year, maybe 3 years later, and we say, don't we think that we need a good leader? Don't we think that we must get things right? Maybe then we can have more reason to understand each other and to get things right. So for me, that is my own area of concentration, because I find out that people are not awake. They are not just awoken. They are only awoken when they are hurt.
I have a question for you, Papa Yano.
Then they get hurt.
I have a question for you, Papa Yano.
Ask any question. Go on.
That lady said something that has been disturbing my mind.
All right, go on.
She said the reason why justice is not coming quickly and why government may not give justice is because the family are not united. Is that something that is written in a bylaw, in a law that says government should not act until the family comes together?
Let me break it down that aside there for you. So actually, what they want is this. They want a kind of justice that is going to come in the way the family pleases. For example, let's say the family was together and the mother, the father, all of them were together. This issue of DNA, one, it wouldn't have surfaced because the father may not understand how this crime was committed. The mother of Mohbad might not understand how this crime was committed. But the daughter that their son was married to was so involved in a lot of several things, several tactics, that she could have easily manipulated them just as usual, but she could not manipulate the fans of Mohbad and the Nigerian people who happen to understand what really happened there. Okay, so the fact that she cannot explain categorically by account and by time and by day on how Mohbad died. If you look at it, when Mohbad died, the family did not protest. The father said, God give it, God take it. Has given up. Right? The same way, the man never thought about DNA. Sure, the man never thought about DNA. The man never thought about revenging for Mohbad. And none of the family member ever thought about revenging for Mohbad. No, even as the neck was broken. But it takes Nigerians to understand that no, this is unacceptable. That whoever that did this, we must find them out. And the Nigerians got themselves involved. The outcry of the Nigerian people, the government know that they had to quickly respond. It was becoming out of control. And individuals like Namali Samlari and some people, I mean, they were already becoming like unsafe to be able to step on, on the land. And in fact, let's say at the time, the name of this Oba was mentioned at the time. Believe me, he would have been out of the state, would have been out of Lagos State here. So the pressure, the momentum of that time is what led to the intervention of human rights activists like Falana. In fact, Falana's daughter has already written to the Corona. Okay, before even the daughter went to Falana, we were calling on Falana, calling on so many human rights activists. Okay, so but because Falana was the most profounded person that we all were calling on, and so that lady, she took, like she wanted to feel like, okay, they are calling on Falana, right, to come and rescue, to come and save them, right? Now let me go and employ that Falana. You know this kind of stuff.
So was Baba Mohbad carried along by the because
no. Wait. Let me break it down to you. So I don't want to carry along. When I say she took the other wing, she took the shortcut to go and play Falana, so that Falana will work for her instead of the public. So whoever is behind her and her, they cut that demand that the public first demanded for Falana. Falana has acted. The daughter of Falana was the first person to write to the Corona inquest.
Okay.
Telling the Corona to investigate the death. The Corona accepted that. We have read it several times here on this platform. When they argue, they say, oh, it was Wunmi who went to Falana and Falana went to Corona inquest. It never happened like that. The daughter of Falana was the first person to request, and before it was that same week, the following like 2 days, the next day or 2 days later, then Wunmi went to Falana. When they see that action, they feel like Falana is involving himself. They must quickly take an action. So now, how going to Falana is when Mohbad passed, the way everybody, the outcry, everybody wanted his involvement, and so she began to feel unsafe when she had Falana. And she had that, she see the way the people were so determined. So the best option for her was to quickly go and meet Falana for defense. And that is why she was unable to inform the family. And you see that she knows that she's incriminated already. She knows that her actions were incriminating one. If she was innocent, what she would have done, she would have called the father. She would have seek the counsel of the father on what to do. And if we look at her conversation, Wunmi said, when Wunmi was discussing with one kid like that on an interview, where the kid asked Wunmi that when last did you call your father-in-law? And Wunmi responded. Wunmi said that after my husband was buried, I called Baba, I talked to him, but like what Baba was saying was not making sense. And then he stopped calling him. Then he didn't call him ever since then, until the later end when she called the man and threw so many insults and threats on the man. So she didn't seek the counsel of that man, but instead it's like she has called. That's why it would have been better for us to ask that man at the time Wunmi called you. What? Because Wunmi said she called the man. So what did Wunmi tell you, Baba? It is good for us to know, because I don't want to fast forward. Did Wunmi discuss Falana with him? I don't know. before Wunmi went there. I don't know, but Wunmi just said that Wunmi said he wasn't making any sense, so he abandoned the man. Yeah, but I think it was a wrong step for him not to consult the family on what to do rather than taking step. And if you look at it right now, right, if you look at who even really bring in an outsider to destroy this family right now, she's the one. Falana in this case is not the family member. When something happened, you should have run to the family member and have the issue resolved within the family, right? So going to Falana without consulting Baba is coming to cause issue in the family. Did the family put hand together to tell you to go bring Falana? Did the family tell you they cannot resolve it by themselves? Why did you go straight to Falana?
So from day one, they didn't have a common front. From day one, by going,
you know, after Mohbad's death, there were some complications, okay, but it didn't materialize until some later time. I mean, there were already some displeasure on her bringing Falana. Baba was displeased, according to what we're told, that Baba didn't want to be part of the council that she has proposed that had come to her. Probably because after some discussion, Baba might have realized some certain things which they want him to say. Because as lawyer, they will take his information. They will want to tell him, don't say this, don't say that. Like, so maybe those things didn't go well with Baba. And so Baba may not want to castigate, Falana and all of those stuff right now. But I believe that for the man to have left that council, that was the first big step. Because if the daughter-in-law would have consulted the man directly and tried to resolve things, but she chose to go and bring an outsider, and when outsiders begin to come into that family right now, then things went ajar. And so who is to be blamed right now? Who is to be blamed is still those of you who were responsible for whatever that happened to Mohbad, not the father. Everything they support, the social media, whatever, everything we are requesting for, it is what she should have done rightly by taking time explain to the father what really happened. But she lied to the father. The circumstances that we later unravel show that she lied to the man. Said that Mohbad went to the show and Mohbad had a fight.
Mariano, sorry. I just want to be the devil's advocate here for a second. If your wife give birth to a child for you, and you do the naming ceremony, and you call the very big musician, and you were spraying money, and you were very happy, and your father-in-law was in the gathering, and overheard somebody say, "Don't mind him. That child is not his child, though. That woman has that child for another person." Will you expect your father-in-law to tell you to ask for DNA or not? And if he asks for DNA, will you give him the DNA?
You mean when I am alive?
Yes.
No, if I am alive, it will be more of my own decision. It will be more of my own decision.
Good.
Because I will want to resolve it between me and my wife.
Okay, so if at the end of the day, your wife cannot give you, says, "I don't owe anybody any explanation," won't you as a man want to do DNA to ascertain if that child is actually yours, if the rumor is so much?
Yes, sure. As long as I have the custody of that child, I will do. Even without going to court, as long as I have the custody.
So is it wrong if, because Mohbad is no longer alive, is it wrong for any member of his family or any of his friends or anybody who really who is concerned about Mohbad to want to determine, based on the rumor, the actual truth about the child, if the child is Mohbad's or not?
And there's a problem that we have here, is that it is not a bad thing, okay? But what matter is how the process of getting it was how did the person initiated the request, okay? Because how you requested for it, a matter.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. How you requested for it, I think matters. So yeah, how, because, I mean, if you requested in a friendly way, in an amicable way, okay, and if you requested it in a peaceful way and in the best interest of that child, I think it is understandable that yes, for the best interest of this child, as a family or on behalf of my deceased son, there's so many accusations, this and that, on this son. I want us to have a DNA done on this child and clear out all of this thought. So if it is requested, and again, it is up to the two parties to come into such agreement.
Okay, so I get that point. But in a case where now it is going to do two things, it's gonna do two things at the same time. Number one, it's going to either eradicate or ascertain motive for murder. That's number one. Then number two, it's going to eradicate or ascertain the paternity itself, and it's going to eradicate shame on behalf of the innocent child. Won't you want that woman, if that woman is your sister, won't you say, please just go and do it?
You know, it will eradicate shame. That one is acceptable, the moral aspect of it. But the first one, motive, I don't think that is correct.
Okay.
Yes, in the sense that, I mean, a cause of death has to be established, and then the cause has to be connected to somebody before looking for the motive. Motive means whatever you do, what reason, what compel you to do it, what is the reason? Okay, if you have not done something, how can I check the reason why you do it? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
You may have so many reasons to do something, but you didn't do it. Yeah, so why don't I let you do something? Then I ask you the reason why you did do it. Now, the cause of death of Mohbad is very, very important. Autopsy. What killed Mohbad? That is the most important thing. Once that has been unraveled, then now, who are the suspects? If Mohbad died of poison, and I want to investigate, who cooked for him? If the wife cooked, if the brother cooked, anybody who cooked, all of them are suspect. Now, I want to check the different reason why they could have poisoned. If I see that Mohbad, because they say Mohbad ate Indomie. So if I see that Indomie upon investigation after autopsy, that Indomie was poisoned. Now, I have so many suspects. I ask them questions. Who poisoned it? Okay, so let me say at the end of the day, after cross-examination, I find out that one person poisoned it. Let me say the wife. Then now, after I find out that, then now I want to check different reasons why she could have done so. Could it be because of the money? Could it be because this child does not belong to this guy? Because nobody on earth will kill the father of their first child. All right? Could it be because of that? Could it be because of that? Now, first of all, I have attached her to something. But you don't attach her to a particular crime. You cannot just establish motive without a cause of death. Without attaching her to a cause. For example, what that means is this, right? Like, the police cannot just, like, you cannot just conduct a DNA. Let me say you conduct DNA right now. And DNA shows, let's say DNA shows negative. DNA may show negative that child is not Mohbad child, but that does not mean she killed Mohbad. You have to be able to establish something convincing. Either you see her on the act, either there's somebody with testimony. We call it admissible evidence in court. What evidence do the police have? For example, like me now, when I always call Wunmi, I attach Wunmi to negligence. If I want to follow, because there are two stories here. There's the first story that says Mohbad died on Monday. If that be the case, then Tuesday, nurse coming, all those stuff, they are just distraction. If I look at the Monday case, maybe Mohbad died from the show. He didn't even survive back home. Then I want to check what killed him. Was it stabbing? Was it this? Was it that? Was it drug overdose? What happened? I will investigate that. So cause of death is very, very important. Autopsy that is coming out next month on the 15th. And like as I've said, next month inquest is likely going to be the end of an inquest. But that does not mean now the family, after they have seen whatever the police present, whatever the medicals present to us in the upcoming month, they can now go for their own autopsies and their own toxicology. Whenever it comes out, no matter what government have done, they can always, because I read it, they can always reopen an inquest. They will have to apply to the district, to the coroner of that district, that new evidences have been unraveled that was not uncovered in the previous inquest, and which will alter a great change in the decision or in the decision that was established. So, like they want to revoke the cause of death that was established in the inquest. So they feel like they have more evidence to show that this is what killed this person. So they want an inquest on that to be able to unravel that, to follow through that path. So there's always a chance for this. But the reason why all of us were requesting for at least the family, as things stands now, the family of Mohbad don't have an autopsy. They don't know what killed Mohbad. They don't have their own private autopsy. We were advocating for that in a case like this, don't only rely on the government. Fight hard within the court. The court is always there for everybody. It is not a tool for anybody to use. Anybody who knows their way, they will go through the court with valid reason and with previous judgment. Okay, similar cases. I mean, judges have attended to similar cases before, and then they will just let it go. They will let it go through. They will accept it. You should be looking for a way to win. Looking for a way to win, every way to win. Don't just relax. The same government, the same Magomago impartial government that you don't trust, suddenly you are trusting them. That's why I was having issue with Elegushi. That we expect people who have known about this government. You know how this country functions. We expected us to go our own route of private autopsy. They give us when Benekete called the Commissioner of Information of Lagos State, Benga Motoshan, it was so disheartening that Benga Motoshan opened his mouth and was saying, you know what, Mohbad's sample was sent abroad and it is on the queue.
You cannot advise
after September to February, after more than 5 months of waiting, we thought they were working. When they were called Benekete, they said and the sample was on the queue. That please we should give them 10 weeks. And when we go and make an inquiry, we found out that 8 to 10 weeks that they told us is a normal time for, toxicology to be done, even in complicated, cases. Now, people should know something, right? Autopsy, toxicology, there is no always constant date or time. The kind of death matters. If it is so mysterious, for example, a dead body that you went to find in a place, maybe 1 month later, okay, that a lot of things, a lot of natural conditions has caused it to undergo some changes. The way such body will be examined is not the same way a body that does that in your present right now that you can witness. It's not the same amount of time that you will apply. People should understand these things. So it is not constant. So in this particular death, there are so many things, pathologists and examiners, before they do their autopsy, that's why an inquest is on. They want to get some information, the history. What can somebody tell us that happened at least, so that we know where to examine. They cannot just examine everything about Mohbad body. That can take them years. If they want to uncover what Mohbad each 5 months ago, 1 year ago, they can be doing more of those things. It take them years. But they want to work around some certain information. They always need history. Okay, so that's what I found in the archive. So I don't know whether this has answered any of the.
Yes, Papa, you have answered them. But I just want to make one comment here.
All right.
That I really appreciate all this. It's not only you, all this discussion, right, left, and center. Yeah. You know one thing that this is doing for the Nigerian youth?
No.
It is enlightening and educating them. Before Mohbad's death and discussion about Mohbad's death, if you go online, the only programs and shows that you see Nigerians doing is somebody talking about their genitals or okuatubu. That's what people were talking about. Abusing each other's father, causing somebody, cause them in London, abuse them in struggling. That was all that fracas here and there. But since this has happened, a lot of our youths have been...
Even Yeye Kudi, queen of fracas.
a lot of our people have diverted their energy into constructive, discussions and into, agitations to know that the government should work better. And